Alright, in this short video I'm gonna go over 2 or 3 examples of a type of problem you have to do for tonight's homework. It's a review from last year. You've seen it last year. I wanted to do a problem in class and I did not. So look, it's not that difficult. Suppose you have a given trigonometric value. Suppose it is the sine of an angle, and that's given, and it's going to be, let's take 1/3. Okay, the question is, what are the other 5 trig value? Okay, so how do you find the other 5 trig value? Okay, well, right now the only kind of trigonometry we've seen is trigonometry in right triangle. So the first thing you have to do is draw a right triangle right here, and here's a right angle, and place alpha, so you can put alpha here or there. I usually put it here, but not always. Okay, so what is the sine of alpha? What is the sine of an angle in a right triangle? It's the opposite of the angle divided by the hypotenuse, right? So these are ratios, and you know it's not a function of the length of the triangle. A similar triangle will have the same ratio, so I can call this side, I can say this has a length of 1 and the hypotenuse will have a length of 3. Okay, so to find the other 5 trig value, I just need to figure out the length of this side right here. Well, that's a Pythagorean theorem. You may want to, I mean, if you remember from geometry last year, you may want to write that directly, 3 squared minus 1 squared. Minus because I got the largest one right here. So I know it's going to be 8. I'm going to show you the detail, okay? So it's 2 to 2. I'd like you to be able to do that right away, but check it out, how to find that. So you write x squared plus 1 squared equals 3 squared. And so you see what this is what I saw right away, sorry. Right away in my head. I saw 3 squared minus 1 squared, 3 squared minus 1 squared. When I'm looking for one of the 2 legs, I'll square the hypotenuse and I subtract the square of the other leg, okay, basically. But anyway, take your time if you're not sure. So it's a square root of 8, which is 2 root 2. All right, then now it's very simple to find the other trig value. Let's write them all. I'm giving you sine, so you can write the cosecant right away. The cosecant of alpha is 3, right, reciprocal of sine. What is the cosine of alpha? Cosine of alpha is adjacent over hypotenuse, so it is 2 root 2 over 3. Let's write the secant right away. Secant of alpha is going to be 3 over 2 root 2. I will not rationalize that. And the tan of alpha. And I also will write the cotan of alpha. What is that? That's opposite over adjacent. Okay, so it's 1 over 2 root 2. 1 over 2 root 2. And so the cotan is just 2 root 2. That's it. Okay, let's go over another example. I'll do 3 examples. Okay, so this is actually example number 1. Here we go. They're going to be very short. This is a very short video. Example number 2. All right, so this time here, example number 2. This time I'm going to give you the secant of an angle. I'll call it beta this time, and the secant of beta is going to be I'll take the secant of beta equal to 5. Why not 5? Okay, so let's see. I'll draw a right triangle. I'll draw it in this direction this time. Here we go. Okay, I'll put beta right here. This is my angle beta. Now, what is the secant of an angle in right triangle trigonometry? Well, let's see, it's a reciprocal of cosine, right? It's a reciprocal of cosine, and cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, so secant is hypotenuse over adjacent. Okay, adjacent of the angle. So, so here it's equal to 5, right? So it means 5 over 1. That's what it means, 5, right? So the hypotenuse, I'm going to say, has a length of 5, and the adjacent side has a length of 1. So 25 minus 1, 24. This is square root of 24, or just 2 root 6. Okay, I took the 4 out. 4 times 6, 24. If what I just did right here is not clear, you go ahead and you just do the Pythagorean theorem. You will call that x right here. You call this side x, okay, and you write x squared plus 1 squared equals 5 squared. So x squared equals 5 squared minus 1 squared, and this is what I saw right away. Again, when I'm looking for a leg, I square this and I subtract the square of that. Okay, so it's 24. All right. Well, that's it. Now it's very simple. Let's start by writing the cosine. The cosine of beta is just, well, it's 1/5, right? The reciprocal. Then let's write the sine of beta. And I'll also, oh, no, not the secant, but the cosecant. Cosecant of beta. Okay, so sine beta, opposite over hypotenuse. So it is 2√6/5. Cosecant beta, well, I'm sorry, I don't need to look at that, right? It's just 5/2√6. And let's write the tangent. That's beta, not alpha. Tangent beta. And the cotangent of beta is, alright, let's see. Tangent is opposite over adjacent, so it's 2√6. So it is 2√6, and so this one is 1/2√6. Okay. Okay, here, one more. Really, this is, it's all the time the same thing. So example number 3, I hate this tone of voice. Example number 3, it's so moronic. Okay, example number 3, here we go. I'm going to take the cotan of an angle, and I'm going to say it is, and the cotan will be, let's say 2/3. Why not? Okay, why not? 2/3. Okay, so let's draw our triangle right here. I'm going to put the angle alpha right there. Now cotan is what? Cotan is the reciprocal of tan, right? And tan is adjacent over opposite, so this is the opposite over the adjacent. So the opposite over the adjacent, so the opposite will correspond to a side of length 3, and the adjacent will correspond, 2 opposite and adjacent 3. So opposite will be 2, adjacent will be 3. And that doesn't make sense. Sorry, what am I saying? Right, this is all messed up here. All right, I wrote the tan, not the cotan. Okay, I'm sure all of you have seen my mistake. Tan is opposite over adjacent, therefore cotan is adjacent over opposite. So, they are telling me that the ratio is 2/3, therefore I will associate the adjacent with a side of length of 2/3 and the opposite with a side of length of 3. Alright, 2, 3, and I meant 2, not 2/3. Whatever. It's too early in the morning to produce my movies. Okay, I'm a movie producer. Actually, I'm also the director, and I'm the actor. I am the actor, the director, and the producer of this movie Inc. Moro Inc. It's movie. It's a competition with Hollywood and Bollywood at the same time. Okay, let's move on. Tangent alpha is 3/2, right? You flip it. All right, and so let's write the sine of alpha, and I'll write the cosecant of alpha, and here I'll write the cosine of alpha and the secant of alpha. Okay, sine. Oh, well, I'm missing something right here, right? So, 9 plus 4, 13. You see that? No? Not sure? Okay. You call that x, right? And you say x squared equals 3 squared plus 2 squared. And so it is 9 plus 4, okay? So x is the square root of 13. I hope you can do this pretty quickly before the end of this week. Okay, so sine is opposite over hypotenuse, 3 over root 13. And so this is root 13 over 3. and the cosine is the adjacent over the hypotenuse, 2 over root 13, and so the secant is root 13 over 2. Okay, all right, we will not have the credit, and I will stop right here.